Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. I hope if you're on the east coast of the United States that you're prepared for the incoming storm with everything that you think you may need for at least a week if you encounter that black ice or an ice storm where the power could go out and it would be impossible to go anywhere. And I'm going to go into Jubilees, and we are in chapter 13. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Chapter 13. And Abram journeyed from Haran, and he took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother Haran's son, to the land of Canaan. And he came into Asher, and proceeded to Shechem, and dwelt near a lofty oak. And he saw, and behold, the land was very pleasant from the entering of Hamath to the lofty oak. And the Lord said to him, To you and to your seed will I give this land. And he built an altar there, and he offered thereon a burnt sacrifice to the Lord, who had appeared to him. And he left from there unto the mountain, with Bethel on the west, and Ai on the east, and pitched his tent there. And he saw, and behold, the land was very wide and good, and everything grew thereon, vines and figs and pomegranates, oaks, ilexes, and terebinths, and oil trees, and cedars, and cypresses, and date trees, and all the trees of the field. And there was water on the mountains. And he blessed the Lord who had led him out of Ur of the Chaldees, and had brought him to this land. And it came to pass in the first year, in the 7th week, on the new moon of the first month, that he built an altar on this mountain, and called on the name of the Lord. You, the eternal God, are my God. And he offered on the altar a burnt sacrifice unto the Lord, that he should be with him, and not forsake him all the days of his life. And he left from there, and went towards the south. And he came to Hebron, and Hebron was built at that time, and he dwelt there 2 years. And he went into the land of the south, to Bealoth, and there was a famine in the land. And Abram went into Egypt in the 3rd year of the week. And he dwelt in Egypt 5 years before his wife was torn away from him. Now Taneas in Egypt was at that time built, 7 years after Hebron. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh seized Sarai, the wife of Abram, that the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Abram was very glorious by reason of possessions in sheep, and cattle, and asses, and horses, and camels, and men servants and maid servants, and in silver and gold exceedingly. And Lot also, his brother's son, was wealthy. And Pharaoh gave back Sarai, the wife of Abram, and he sent him out of the land of Egypt. And he journeyed to the place where he had pitched his tent at the beginning, to the place of the altar, with Ai on the east and Bethel on the west. And he blessed the Lord his God, who had brought him back in peace. And it came to pass in the 41st Jubilee, in the 3rd year of the 1st week, that he returned to this place, and offered thereon a burnt sacrifice, and called on the name of the Lord, and said, You, the Most High God, are my God forever and ever. And in the 4th year of the week, Lot parted from him, and Lot dwelt in Sodom, and the men of Sodom were sinners exceedingly. And it grieved him in his heart that his brother's son had parted from him, for he had no children. In that year when Lot was taken captive, the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot had parted from him, in the 4th year of this week, lift up your eyes from the place where you are dwelling, northward and southward and westward and eastward. For all the land which you see, I shall give to you and to your seed forever. And I shall make your seed as the sand of the sea, though a man may number the dust of the earth, yet your seed shall not be numbered. Arise, walk through the land, in the length of it and in the breadth of it, and see it all, for to your seed shall I give it. And Abram went to Hebron and dwelt there. And in this year came Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Shelasar, and Turgal, king of nations, and slew the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Sodom fell, and many fell through wounds in the valley of Siddim by the salt sea. And they took captive Sodom, and Adam, and Zeboim, and they took captive Lot also, the son of Abram's brother, and all his possessions, and they went to Dan. And one who had escaped came and told Abram that his brother's son had been taken captive, and Abram armed his household servants for Abram and for his seed 1/10 of the first fruits to the Lord. And the Lord ordained it as an ordinance forever, that they should give it to the priests who served before him, that they should possess it forever. And to this law there is no limit of days, for he has ordained it for the generations forever, that they should give to the Lord 1/10 of everything, of the seed, and of the wine, and of the oil, and of the cattle, and of the sheep. And he gave it unto his priest to eat and to drink with joy before him. And the king of Sodom came to him and bowed himself before him, and said, Our lord Abram, give unto us the souls which you have received or rescued, but let the booty be yours. And Abram said unto him, I lift up my hand to the Most High God, that from a thread to a shoe latchet I shall not take aught that is yours, lest you should say that I have made Abram rich, save only what the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. These will take their portion. And as always, I love you.